If you're a fan of Batman Beyond, you'll have noticed a very similar name in the title of this review. Zeta, the renegade synthoid, an infiltration unit designed to impersonate and assassinate its targets. A machine hunted by the NSA's agent James Bennett, and who had an encounter of its own with the Dark Knight, Terry McGinnis. Now, some of you are going, huh? What is this Zeta cartoon you're going to speak of? Yes, for those that forgot about the show or have never heard of it, the Zeta Project actually existed. And the funny thing is that this show was part of the DC animated universe. And out of the three shows such as Batman Beyond, Static Shock, and the Zeta Project, which is the show that I'm reviewing right now, the Zeta Project is the weakest in terms of popularity. But the show itself wasn't bad. The Zeta Project is a spin-off of the sole episode of Batman Beyond, Zeta. In the original episode, it was revealed that Zeta was not so much a threat as merely attempting to gain his freedom. With Agent Bennett, neither believes nor can allow. In the Zeta Project, this tale continues, with Z and his friends will come to call him, teams up with Rosalie Rowan, or Ro, a teenage runaway with a shady past of her own. Where Batman Beyond was a perfect imagination of the future of Gotham, the Zeta Project is a perfect metaphor for the struggle we all have to find ourselves. Against the backdrop of the 2040s America, hover cars, robot servants, and adventure technology are all normal, including pretty unnerving news anchors and some delightful 90s views of what the mobile phones would become. Zeta, the titular robot, only wants one thing, his freedom. While on the mission, he learned that his target, an accountant linked to the dangerous terrorist organization, was innocent. Thus the question was asked, if he was innocent, surely they all could be. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you make robots that can think for themselves. Oh, and did I mention that as an infiltration unit, Zeta can also outward appearance, via hologram at will. The problem is that Bennett thinks that Zeta has been reprogrammed by the Brothers Day, the aforementioned terrorist group, while Bennett thinks he's searching for Dr. Selig, the original creator of the infiltration unit Zeta. The agent remains convicted that the goal is to kill or interrogate the doctor rather than simply prove that Zeta could in fact be good. It doesn't always help that the NSA always seems to arrive at the worst possible time, witnessing the destruction often caused by the troubled Z and Ro get themselves into and their road trip, and often as a result of trying to help rather than hurt. The growth of the relationship between Z and Ro is really well written and wonderfully voiced. They both feel like genuine people. Even the robot, who just wants to be himself and doesn't really understand the world around him. There's a funny moment early on as a response to Ro's protest about her robot comrade infiltrating a secured compound. Z replies, "Relax, this is the part I'm good at," with a sincere charm that shows that he clearly understands he isn't very good at the rest of it. Unlike the Batman Villain of the Week format, the Zeta Project works on a more long arc. Much of the other episodes involving Z and Ro either fleeing from the NSA or infiltrating the location on their quest to prove that Z could in fact be peaceful. These episodes are interesting with the occasional villain from the Young Genius who hijacks Z to win a science fair. It was cooler than it sounds and becomes an occasional ally to the bounty hunter Crick, to the UI Steven, another infiltration unit who comes to believe that Z is his target. Following them alongside Agent Bennett are Agent Bennett Lee and West, with Lee replaced with Rush at the end of the first season, where Bennett is clear-minded and goal-oriented. Lee is less convicted of Zeta's status as a fugitive, and West, who is kind of a moron. Okay, he's kind of a complete buffoon. When Lee resigns the team, she is replaced by Rush, who is a nonsense as her commanding agent. These are the crack team of the professional hunting of the emerging dangerous Zeta. Batman also makes a guest appearance in one episode. It really amazes me how forgotten this show is, because it wasn't a bad show. The Zeta Project was cancelled with only 2 seasons, leaving the show off on a huge cliffhanger. I believe the cancellation of the show was due to poor ratings, and it's no surprise seeing as not many people remember this show. The only YouTuber I've seen review this show was Johnson Hood Daypool, who is a great YouTuber and one I'm subscribed to. I believe the reasoning why the show just wasn't popular enough was due to the poor treatment by Warner Brothers, by the lack of an advertisement and putting the show on a terrible time slot. Or maybe Zeta probably just wasn't a big enough name to have his own TV show, as I believed he only appeared on Batman Beyond for 2 episodes. As a huge fan of Batman Beyond, I would have much rather preferred a season 4 of the futuristic Batman show than a Zeta show. Even though the show was a decent spin-off of Batman Beyond, I felt the show just wasn't needed. Zeta is an interesting character, but I just felt the time wasn't right for its own animated show. The show never even got its own comic book series, which kind of sucks for the few fans of the show. But you can buy the 2 seasons of the show on DVD anywhere online, especially on Amazon. The Zeta Project gets a 7.5 out of 10. This is Red Wolf signing out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.